dig in and analyze this, or not? How would you not analyze this? Not a collaboration.
Well, I guess it was pretty good. I'm almost done. So
There was not enough of it. They should have put more in these cans.
no, but thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
I get to me I get not as much bitterness, a little bit of a not quite nutty, creamy, but something kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Very fruity, a little bit dank. So I like it a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So is this technically a NEPA in any
yeah.
IPA? Is this like by the very definition? Is there a definition?
Well, yeah. So the BA just put out the update. Well, for GABF at least, they updated their judging. So they have the judging categories, and every year they change it. So they finally added Juicy Hazy IPA to the category this year.
I like that the Brewers Publications have a new, Dick Cantwell has a new book coming out called Eclectic IPAs, which it's like, be general in what you're talking about in that book, because it's going to get dated real quick with how much things change so fast.
Yeah, it seems like IPA it's evolved so much in the last. It's like it's the most popular style right now, and it seems like every couple of years it mutates, it changes. So it's hard to write something that's current, that stays current for very long.
Well, where were we? Think like 6 years ago, you had basically English IPAs and American IPAs, and then like the West Coast kind of spun off, and we had like the whole white IPA and black IPA, and now we're into this. I'm sure there was other IPAs that,
Third Coast and fruited. And
Delicious.
Session IPAs. Is that still, do people still? I just call those pale ales, right? Is that
kinda?
Yeah. Is that still?
I think there's a little difference. I think a pale ale is going to be more malty, and I think a session IPA is going to be drier and a little more bitter, but still have lower alcohol, very drinkable. So you kind of get a little bit different flavor kind of character of it, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll take it because you're the professional.
Okay. I just get paid for it. That's all. That's all that means is I get paid to do what I do, but it doesn't mean anything else.
All right, Mary, I have a menu in front of me.
Yes.
Let's talk about some of your food. Do you have a favorite thing on the menu? Is that
Oh my gosh, I tend to lean towards the tuna tartare. That is just nice and easy and simple and tasteful and fabulous.
Sounds like that would be a good one for like just a summer. Like what would you pair with ahi tuna tartare?
I think with fish, usually you want to go with something light, like a Berliner, maybe acidic, or
They got mango served with it, so some fruity.
Yeah, just something that won't overpower it, because it's going to be a delicate kind of flavor. So you want to go with a light lager or light pale ale, session IPA, something like that would probably pair very well.
Okay.
Something fruity to go with the fruit.
Nice. Jake, do you have a favorite dish on the menu? Can you pick?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, hands down, the fried oyster po bao, without a doubt, is my favorite. So it used to be the grilled cheese. I mean, 100%. You get a slice of green tomato with goat cheese. I mean, that's my language. I love it. It really breaks it up. It kind of makes it more than just a sandwich. But the fried oyster po bao is, without a doubt, one of the best baos I've had in my life. And I can't even explain the way the oysters and the remoulade really just kind of come through on the steam bun.
I think the one Korean, this may come as a shock to y'all, but growing up in Arkansas, there was not a lot of Korean cuisine to be had. Back in the 90s, not a lot. Over the last few years, it's one of my favorite things that I've discovered, and then like the fusion with kind of the, Louisiana Cajun kind of, I don't know, where they mesh up, it works really, really well. So, yeah, that sounds kimchi remoulade. That's fun to say. Kimchi remoulade. What would you pair with that, Huggy Bear? Kimchi.
I don't even know where to start.
Kimchi, a little tart, but spicy, right? So it has a little bite.
I would think something malty, maybe.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Like a IPA was the first thing I was.
IPA?
Yeah, something easy, something kind of citrusy that kind of cuts up that spice. I think that spice is just absolutely crucial when you have an IPA that's just teetering on that juicy side. Really kind of break it up and create like a whole sensation with both of them instead of one or the other. And I think spice does a fantastic job for big hoppy IPAs or super heavy molassesy oily stouts.
Right, yeah. So contrast or complement kind of thing.
Exactly.
I don't
Yeah.
know about oily stout. That's not a positive term.
Oh, I love that term. That's one of my favorite type of stouts. I mean,
Oily
like,
stout.
are we hitting like 13%? It leaves like that residue. You feel like you're actually getting somewhere. Yeah.
Actually, Port Brewing does that old viscosity
Yeah.
beer.
Like Elevation Brewing's Oil Man, absolutely
Oil
one of
Man.
my favorite stouts. You know, and it's exactly what it looks. I mean, you pour it out, you're like, that looks like dirty motor oil. It's delicious.
Yum.
Kenny, did you get to look at the menu yet?
I did.
What anything that stuck out to you?
Yeah.
Talk into the mic.
So the octopus tostada looked pretty interesting.
Ooh, yeah. Tell me about that, or us. Tell the collective audience.
What a surprise.
Yeah?
The only time I've had octopus, it was chewy. It was just unpleasing. It was just no, I didn't really want to do that. And then he served me this octopus tostada. Oh my gosh, it's a melt in your mouth. It is
Yeah?
really good. The tenderness of the octopus paired with the what does he put on there, Jake?
It says avocado, so you got creamy avocado, radish.
It's a really well balanced,
Cilantro.
nice light.
Serrano,
And
little spice
it's
from
served
Serrano.
cold too,
Yeah.
which
It
is
is
kind of
served
a
cold.
big thing. You know, it's
Campechana
very
style.
refreshing, and it really fits the model for having small bites, so you can fit all this room for the beer. You know, although we do a fantastic steak dinner, it's great, but there's only so many beers you can have after a salad, potatoes, and a 12-ounce steak. You know, so this is that kind of like, hey, after work,
I don't know.
have a little bit.
I don't know if there's only so many. But I'll go on with your theory.
I got a tiny
Challenge
little
accepted.
stomach. Tiny
Yeah.
little stomach.
Yeah. Oh, I love steak.
Yeah,
Man, there's
it was a nice surprise.
pork belly tacos.
Delicious. We
Yeah,
get a lot
Thai
of
chili
orders of
guacamole.
those.
Chicharrones.
Yeah.
Nice.
Classic burger. Can never go wrong. Blue cheese on the the habanero bacon.
Yes.
Just give me a big plate of that.
You put that on the grilled cheese with the side of tomato soup.
yeah.
Oh, that
It's
tomato
comfort
soup is-
food.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's my favorite tomato soup I've ever had.
like-
Though they do a lot of carrots and other stuff in it, so it's very well rounded, not just a jar of tomato paste inside of a bucket.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I want it to rain so I can come in on a day like that and have that.
There you go.
That's what I want.
Can
You
I
don't have
say?
to have rain for that.
Yeah.
Can I say my favorite on your beer or your food menu right now?
Yeah.
The pretzel knots with the Red Dragon beer cheese. That beer cheese, I would like you guys to make a beer cheese soup out of that. Like I just want to eat that over and over and over. That to me is amazing.
Sure, we could talk about something, maybe like a broccoli beer cheese soup.
Yes.
We can always talk about it.
Challenge accepted.
What is Red Dragon beer cheese? What is that?
So it's a English mustard cheese. It's Red Dragon.
Okay.
So it's got a little bit of that depth to it. We actually use Odell Rupture in it. So we use something that's it's still got a fair bit of hops in it, but it's much more used to kind of break into that big, heavy, meaty part of the Red Dragon beer cheese. So I mean, it's just a very well-rounded, creamy beer cheese. A lot of people kind of I think make their beer cheese a little too thick, and this just has that nice consistency where you can pour it on anything.
Hence the soup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cheese doesn't actually come from milk of dragon.
Well, that's
No,
debatable.
it does.
Red Dragon.
Yeah, red dragon. No one's milking a red dragon.
It may or may
Well,
not.
yeah, you gotta have a delicate hand for that.
Yeah.
That
And you gotta be like ninja.
yeah.
You gotta get in there and you gotta get out.
Yeah. But then you got to make sure that they milk the dragon in a ethical way, right? They don't. Sometimes you have like these farm dragon,
Cage.
caged. Yeah, you want free range dragons.
Free range dragons.
Free range
At
dragons,
will,
which
yeah.
yes, that poses all kinds of issues there. So it's a delicacy
you
for
can't
sure.
cage dragons if Game of Thrones has taught us anything.
Yeah.
This reminds me of your podcast with Dave Fougeron that went about 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just kind of just went on.
It never.
Didn't end.
Which one?
Yeah, I was gonna say. Anytime
One of
Dave's
the first
involved,
ones,
yeah,
yeah.
it goes on and on and on. Last episode when we did our roundtable out at,
That would have been.
when Kennedy came across a box of beers that
Huh.
we,
Yeah.
you know
Huh.
what?
It's
That was a
weird.
good episode.
Yeah, so You'd have to listen to Liquid Lunch to get that full story.
He did the right thing.
He did the right thing.
He
In the
did.
end. In the end.
That's what matters. is
Yeah.
Everything in the end. It all works out.
I see here Houston Dairy Made cheese selection,
Yes. Yes.
which I think is great because, one, I love cheese. Who doesn't love cheese? Is there anything that pairs better than beer and cheese?
Chocolate maybe.
Or
but
beer?
We don't have Houston chocolate or
Chocolate Maids? We don't have the Chocolate Maids?
No, we do not.
They do really good work, and just the fact that just to come get some cheese and some beer and just try different
Yeah.
combinations and stuff.
That was an important partnership, both for myself and Chef. They have such great things going on. We believe in what they're doing. We just really wanted to partner with them and highlight their cheeses.
Yeah, they do good. I want to get them on the podcast. That's a side note for me.
Yeah.
I've always tried to figure out how you could do an hour without just all the whole time.
Pair it with beer.
Just yeah. That's all it would be. Like this is what, and then the whole time. I'm still trying to. I'm sure we can talk cheese and beer for a very long time, but I would be.
I think we could talk just cheese for a very long time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when you talk about the craft beer approach now, I mean, like that. When you discover craft beer, then you're like, oh wait, what other like the same approach to beer? If you approach, well, okay, here's cider. Okay, that's an easy offshoot. Well, wine. Okay, so there's differences in like the kind of macro mass-produced wine and then like fine, whatever, and then other beverages. But then you start getting into food, like, and then you're like cheese. That's a whole like I've bought books on cheese and I still don't. I've only scratched the surface. I don't know that much about it. I want to know more.
Yeah.
Yeah, cheese and good cheese and good bread. We're not going back to the Wonder Bread and the craft singles kind of thing. So people
Cheese,
want
food.
good food, good beer.
Yeah, that's craft with a C that I'm talking about. Exactly. Not
Sorry, not the craft with a K.
Yeah. Artisan
Yeah,
cheese, I guess,
artisan cheeses,
is
yeah.
probably a more appropriate approach. But man, that's a beautiful thing that y'all have that,
Yeah.
and just man, I just want to try everything. I'm gonna put this down. I'm gonna be too distracted. I was glad y'all were talking. I'm like, ooh, I want that, and I want that, and I want
Yeah.
that.
Fermentation is a beautiful thing.
Oh,
Yeah, it is fermentation,
There you go.
and with bread too. Have you seen the documentary Cooked on Netflix? I've watched it like 4 times because it's like I want to find a bread maker that does all fermented breads and mixed culture breads and all that kind of stuff. Y'all know of any in Houston area? Just full like sourdough, any? I don't know.
I know Craftsman makes a good sourdough, but I'm not so sure the processes that they got going on the back. But they just solid bread across the board,
Yeah.
and the fact that they have the little open cafe that you can just go buy these yourself is phenomenal.
Yeah.
There's so many times that when I was working on the Heights, I just stopped by and pick up a whole loaf of bread just to munch on the way out.
Hey, talk about the jalapeno pretzels.
Oh yeah, the jalapeno pretzel nuts. That actually was an interesting one. So I've worked with Craftsman on and off for many years, and once we started, Thistle, we started looking at where are we sourcing this and that. Obviously, I had to stop by back at Craftsman. Ended up one of my really good buddies is the sales manager over there, which is always absolutely fun. But we just sat down and we're talking about shapes and sizes, breads, and what everything could be. And I'm just like going through his list, and I look at it, I'm like, do y'all put chilies in your pretzel knots? He's like, oh, we've never thought of that. And I was like, well, can we go ahead and just put some jalapenos in there? So as of right now, I think we're the only ones that do it. But that ended up inspiring a really large conversation, and I think they did a one-off of a pumpkin spice pretzel that they did inside there, and they actually baked the pumpkin spice on the inside, did a pumpkin seed brittle on top with a light frosting, so you got this big, savory but lightly sweet pretzel, and it was just amazing. I mean, Craftsman does some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
And we still sell those jalapeno knots.
Yeah. Okay. Keeping mental notes.
My stomach is growling.
Yeah.
Big time right now.
Once the episode's done, I know exactly where I'm heading. I get distracted by food. I was about to... Oh, the Heights. It's an interesting thing. So I feel like the Heights has a little bit of an advantage just because of geography, how close things are together. And then out here, like I'm in Cypress. We're here in spring. Or are we spring technically, or is it
We're spring.
Spring? Okay. Because I know isn't Klein just right? Are we close to
Klein is not actually a city as much as it is a school district.
Okay.
So they have a Klein post office, but they don't really have a city hall or anything like that.
Okay.
But yeah, Spring's a little more identified on the map than Klein.
Okay.
But we support both.
Yes. Well, the issue we run into out here, and it's getting better, but it's space. Everything's spread out. So, Kennedy says he's 7 minutes away, but he's also across 2 highways, right? Well, 2920 is not really a highway, but it's a...
To get home?
Yeah.
No.
You don't cross 99?
No. From here?
Yeah.
No.
No?
No.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I go basically right past the HEB and turn left, and I'm there.
Oh, that sounds like that's a very Texan way of giving directions. Go down to that HEB, take a left. I don't know if you get that.
Yeah.
But we're getting better, Like places like this are making living out. You don't have to go into the city anymore. The Heights is nice. It's really, really nice.
There's some great things out there.
Yeah. So, but out here now we've got what.
Well, now there's great things out here.
Exactly. I don't. It's. Thanks for being a big part of that, because this is great.
One of the things that's super important to me was we're not a chain.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's tons of chains out here.
Yeah.
The Woodlands has lots of chains, and that seems to be what the public really, really wants. But when you think about it and you talk to our customers here, that's not necessarily what they want. So we're bringing that differentiation and saying we can do this and give you kind of what you want in a different way, and it's not a cookie cutter.
I think there's a parallel between your establishment and when you look at craft beer. Maybe it's just the way my mind works because I'm always looking at craft beer, but most people still drink macro, like the majority, just people in general. But when you look at beer drinkers and the dedicated few, and it's growing, same thing with local establishments and locally owned restaurants and locally sourced food and all that kind of stuff. It's more important to the people who go there than the people that just don't take the time or don't have the time, and we have busy lives, a lot with kids and work and everything, that they don't take the time to look past the chain stuff. The chain stuff's easy. You don't have to really think
what
about
you're
it.
getting.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to get the same thing here that you got in Dallas and you got south of town or whatever. But the really special places and moments and meals are that can be your spot.
Right.
I don't know. I think there's more people becoming more aware of it. Food Network, they don't have a chains and chains. It's diners, drive-ins, and dives and special one-off places.
Exactly.
is a show, because that's, I don't know why. I don't know what it is about watching that guy stuff his face full
Curiosity.
of... Yeah. What?
Uh-oh.
What?
Here's your cheeses. Your day make things.
Thank you.
This is Ernesto.
Hey, Ernesto.
Hi, Ernesto.
Hey. Hey.
So Ernesto is our key person to work with Dairy Maids and come up with these cheeses, and thought you might like to have a little bit of a taste here.
I do. Kennedy, too bad you're on that side of the table.
We'll get you some plates and
Hey,
whatever.
all I have to say is I don't work today.
Nice.
I can eat cheese all day long.
There you go.
So, Mary, is that why you chose Spring to come to? Because you realize that there's a lot of chains here and you can be a standout and do your
No,
own thing?
actually, I was fortunate enough to live out here.
Oh, okay.
So we're very, very close to the house. We live within 3 miles, which is really awesome. And I think that, for what's the word I'm looking for? We're always looking for really fun ideas and things that kind of happen. And knowing that we didn't have a craft beer spot like this that wasn't commercial or wasn't a chain or whatever, it was something that's always been on our minds. Did I ever think that I was going to open a business? No, I did not. It just kind of happened very organically. Very happy to do it, to bring a little bit of different element than what everybody else is doing was super important to me. And then, we also touched upon craft. One of the things that was super, super ultimate important to me is we sell craft beer and we sell independent craft beer. And that is a stance I had to take. That was an important factor in what the business plan was. And so that goes back to making the decision, was I going to sell Karbach or was I not going to sell Karbach?
Yeah.
And Karbach makes some really fabulous beers, and they've been in here, and I'd love to sell them, but My business model is about independence, and
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that conversation a bunch. It's like, why don't you drink that? I'm like, it just is not. I support my friends,
Yeah.
and support the local stuff. It's fine.
And there's nothing
But-
wrong with either direction.
Yeah.
It's just the business model that I chose to do.
Yeah.
And people take those personal choices. They want to buy it. They
Yeah.
want to drink it. That's cool.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. No hate, just,
This industry is very collaborative, very fun, very giving, helpful, friendly, kind, courteous. All those little scout things that we know. That it's a whole different entity, and I'm very proud to be a part of the craft beer world for those reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Like a podcast hype man over there. Let's. What is on the cheese plate? Right.
Can you describe it?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So this one right here, it's a nice soft cheese. It's called June's Joy.
Okay.
So it's a very light, peppery, easy cheese. A little bit of sweetness in it. We pair it with some honey. I mean, just all around. This one is probably my favorite cheese that we've had in here. You can put it on just about anything, and that lightly sweet just kind of brings depth to it. This is Kunick. It is a triple cream. We used a black garlic spear with it, or puree. In all honesty, you can't go wrong with black garlic. But I mean, it's exactly what you think. Is it's a very creamy, very easygoing cheese, washed rind, straightforward.
And if you haven't tried black garlic, you're missing out.
Yeah.
It's really awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
And then here we have Bay Blue,
Yeah.
blue cheese. I mean,
Yeah.
like, once again, it's straightforward. For a blue cheese, I don't find it to be over blue would be a good way to put it.
Yeah.
It's not pungent in the fact that you have to be a blue cheese lover to really get into it. But it definitely helps because it's a really good one, and we put a little bit of hazelnuts with it.
Yeah.
kind of break up the monotony.
Well, it goes well. Just a little bit I stole real quick.
There'll
while
be
y'all
more.
while y'all were talking, I was like, but that's good stuff.
We heard the crunch.
Yeah, you can. That's put a plate like that in front of me and just kind of, and I'll just get in my own head and just be like, boom, that to me that's fun.
At one time, we did a beer and cheese pairing. This is early on. I was trying to pair the cheeses with the beers and kind of come up with a flight that made sense. I must have gone through 10 different beers or more, and
geez,
at
20.
least 2 plates of cheeses just to kind of decide what that tasted like.
Yeah,
That sounds to
That's-
me like a perfect day.
Exactly. It was a really good evening.
Wow.
And I did it with wines as well the same evening.
yeah. Oh, did you take notes and did they
I
get
needed
progressive?
a driver.
That's awesome. Well, okay, let's talk real quick about your. You've got events coming up and continually going on. You've got the Southern Star French Supper. What goes into that?
Ooh, Jake, do you remember the menu? So basically, Ernesto and Omar had gotten together. We had all gotten together, but they're speaking the same kind of cook French language.
Yeah.
And they felt like it'd be really great to pair some of their beers with kind of a French cuisine. Yeah, actually, we do have it right there. To be able to kind of take something that's in our neighborhood and put a different spin on it was super special for us. Jake's got the menu right in front of us.
Oh, yeah. So
Your turn. Your turn.
That was quick. Yeah, so I mean, it's a 5-course. The beers are we try to keep it fairly straightforward and highlight some of the core of Southern Star as well as a little bit more than just that. So I mean, 5-course: Blonde Bombshell, Conspiracy, Blood Belt, Humidity, the Pink Boots collab, and then we're doing a little bit of Black Crack at the end. So being all French, it makes everything very, very hard for me to pronounce, being not French. But we're doing a Moose Bouche to start out with a charred watermelon, blue crab, ponzu granita, sea salt, and micro onion. So just a little something, a little aperitif, a little I wouldn't say aperitif, but definitely something kind of get you started. We have a bacon lardons, duck confit, duck pate, quail egg, and apple cider vinaigrette. So taking these really, really nice ingredients and just doing something delicate with it to pair with the conspiracy. The conspiracy theory. It's kind of a fantastic plate. I mean, y'all are making me hungry now. I usually can go all day. We're doing a bone marrow chorizo with bread, citrus mostarda. Then we're going to do a pan-seared tuna with a little bit of a cured egg, beef and croûte with a Rant Bernays braised rapini confit onions. This is it's a really a mouthful.
It's best if Ernesto and Omar talked about it.
And then we finish it off with a chocolate tart with a coffee vanilla mousse and that black crack. Really kind of end with that bang right there.
Nice.
They have great imaginations. Skills.
When is this? What's the date on the?
It's the 30th of May.
Okay, so coming up in what, 2 weeks or so? What is today's? Yeah, a couple weeks.
Yes, just shy of a white linen dinner.
Yeah,
it's really done well.
That's a ticketed event? Like
it is.
Okay, tickets available on
Eventbrite, or email us at Talk to Us, or give us a call or come in. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And Dave's going to be here talking about the beers as well as I don't know if he talked so much about the food, or Ernesto talked about the food, but Dave's going to be here. Which I think is a super treat in itself.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. Just to have that much good food and good beer, and then to learn on top of it, and then just to be around like-minded people. That sounds like a fantastic evening.
Agreed.
And the whole goal is to have this really nice kind of upscale experience, but kind of just leave that pretension behind. Let's have something nice. Let's just hang out, have some beers, and just enjoy it. I mean, for $65, I don't think you could do any better for a 5-course French dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we hold it in our event space, so it's very private, very secluded, very intimate, fun experience.
That's cool.
Yeah, I like that you guys have some of the year-round, but then you got some specialties with the pink boots and the black crack.
Oh, yeah, we could not do the black crack.
Yeah, that one, as it's aged, so we released that back in November for Black Friday, and it's got some age on it now, and it's really coming into its own. It's kind of changed a little bit, and it's getting really, really good.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a really good pairing.
Do you know which year of the Black Crack we're doing? Are we doing this year's Black Crack, or are we doing...
I don't know the answer to that.
I assume it would be this year.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
You never know. You never know. Sometimes people just kind of pull things out.
So some of the past events we've done a Celis dinner, which was really awesome. It had, if you imagine this French dinner, it was kind of along the same lines, a lot of really exclusive meals. The very first one we did was with Spindletap.
Cool.
We highlighted their beers. We have one in June, which will be a Lone Pint dinner, little Korean, or what we decided, kind of an Asian.
We're still kind of tossing it around. Yeah, we're talking about some Korean barbecue ideas, as well as a little bit of curry. It's kind of was all over the place between Vietnamese, Japanese, Korean, and
basically
Indian.
The East.
Yeah.
We kind of highlight the East because the beers for Lone Pint, I think, really accentuate more than just the Korean style. So we're gonna work with that. That'll be mid-June, so we got some time for that. And then, directly after that, Brooklyn. We're gonna do something with Brooklyn. Don't have a menu for that, but we're going there. We're going there.
That's the one I'm really excited about. They're gonna pull out a 2014 barley wine for us, or at least we're talking about it, which would be pretty awesome, as well as a few other specialties. So Brooklyn really is bringing their A game on the beer on this one, and that is just absolutely exciting.
And their whole legacy is built on beer and food pairing. Like Garrett Oliver has just he wrote the book. Literally, the Brewmaster's Table is probably the best beer food book. Like, get into that book if you want to get into beer and food pairings and that sort of thing. That's a great one.
Yeah, you said they're bringing some ghost bottles out too, right?
Oh yeah. At least that's
awesome.
that's the goal. I don't have them in hand, so I don't like talking about things I don't have in hand. But that's one of my absolute favorite ones. Just seeing that stuff that you can't really find. That little extra oomph.
And then you're also, this was crazy when I saw this, you're giving away bunches of brunches. Was it like how the brunch giveaway? Is it what made you, that it's awesome. That's like the best giveaway, like cars fine. All the brunches? Yes, sign me up.
Yeah. We'd like to give back to our people and our guests, and want to see things highlighted. Our brunches is something very new to us. We're doing them on Sunday. We would like to expand those to Saturdays. We'll see how that goes. But, basically, how do we get the attention of the community and really kind of give back? And that's the direction we want to go.
Cool. Very cool. All right. Well, we're a little over an hour, and we've got food in front of us.
Let's dig
So
in.
I think this will be a good wrap for this episode so we can stuff our faces.
Nice, sounds great.
Yes. So we will wrap here. For Mary and Jake, Huggy Bear, TD Mike, who left a long time ago, and Kennedy, who's talking to our buddy Shane over there. Thank you guys for being on the show.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank
This
you.
has been a
you.
lot of fun. We got to do this again.
Sounds good.
What are y'all doing tomorrow?
I'm ready. I got
Waiting
more
for you to
talk
come.
about. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening to this episode of Interbrews. We will see you next time.
This is Interbrews.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed Productions.
Absolutely.
And that's a wrap.
Say, if I get a little bit more warm-up time, I can pull out some really, really fun bottles.
Oh my gosh.
Got
yeah,
some
wait.
Black Ops back there. I got DRs and Bishop barrels, and I might have some Moon shoes. I got all sorts of fun
I
stuff
don't
back
have a
there.
place else
Nice.
to go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out on that.
Where
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just debating myself. Like, do I go there? Do I not go there? Because it's not in hand.
is any of this the beer that you have like cellared away? Is it stuff that y'all had on your own, or did the
We can't legally have our own stuff in here.
okay? It's all got to be bought through the distributor.
Yeah. Yes.
Recorder's not recording it. We're-
Yeah. No, I think at this point, being as young as we are, all of this is stuff that's been given to us or we have purchased in some way.
Okay.
We get tons of beer from distributors to try. Most of it is very daily beers. It's unusual for us to get something that would be a Black Ops or something we don't purchase. So,
Cool.
yeah. Huggy Bear didn't bring us any Black Crack today. So. Yeah, I have a story about Black Crack, which is really funny. On my 50th birthday, I decided to host my own birthday party because I knew nobody else was going to, so I decided to do it at my house. My husband is very averse to people being at our house, but I said, nope, I'm doing it. It's my 50th birthday, so we did that, and I've done it ever since then. And within the first couple birthdays, Sam had come. He was invited. He was still working at St. Arnold at the time, and he brought me a Black Crack. And towards the later of the evening, when most people were gone, we broke open the Black Crack, and it was delicious. And I remember it being on the side of my bed, but also what we broke open was the Worldwide Stout, which is like hands down the beer, my beer. That is, it's got a little code on it. Nobody gets it but me, or I share it, or what have you. But I both those two beers I don't remember drinking, but I know that we drank them. I woke up in the morning thinking, oh my gosh, I missed it. I was drinking too much. So.
Yeah. That's there's a line. It's
There
like
is a line, yeah.
yeah. And it's like with those big beers. It's a very fine space. It's like I'm going to enjoy this for 3 sips, and then whatever happens after that, so be it.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, the Worldwide Stout and the Black Crack are some of my top beers, something I really, really like. So I know.